So I read an interesting comment on a video I put up yesterday, and the comment was something to the effect of, I've never had $5,000 in savings. And this was probably in response to some recent news reports and studies and surveys about how the average, like 50% of Americans have less than $500 in savings. And according to the math, and this was after watching Michael Bordenero and his math saying that only 20%, according to this survey, only 20% had more than $5,000. So he swapped that around. He did the inverse to say that 80% have less than $5,000. So I think that's where this came from. And a comment came in that says, I've never had over $5,000 in savings. Now this never statement to me would include pre-pandemic. So the situation, the problems that we face today in regard to personal finance and the challenges of this economy have existed well before COVID, well before Trump, well before Biden, well before stimulus checks, well before the most recent Jerome Powell-led Fed interest rate hikes and quantitative tightening. So this has been a problem, and I think will forever be a problem. And you guys know me, we're not going to focus on the problem. We're going to understand, identify the problem, and then focus on the solution. So, hey guys, welcome back real quick. Welcome back. Just a quick intro. Thank you guys for watching. Please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get my subs back up because YouTube's taking them away from me. So if you guys would, I would appreciate it. I'm not sure if my channel has a problem, but I did include links in the description to other channels if you guys want to subscribe. I don't think there's any videos on those channels yet, but if you guys are interested in future videos and content, then by all means, feel free, subscribe, as well as a variety of other links in the description. And if you want to follow me on Instagram. So I don't necessarily want to try to make this video a how-to on how to get $5,000, but I do want to talk about the savings component, because essentially what it boils down to is you've never had enough money to save, or I guess we could always say you've had too many expenses to save. So if we want to look at this from the standpoint of the theory behind savings, then theoretically you would need a surplus. In order to save, you need a surplus. Let's look at it as like stockpiling and stocking up and pantry prep. I know I got a lot of preppers out there from a past life of videos that started the channel. But I just want to put it into a perspective that is relatable and easily understandable. And essentially, you're just saving up for a rainy day. You're just saving up for a rainy day. My mic was shifted, so hopefully that didn't ruin my audio. You're just saving up for a rainy day. So basically, it's no different. You have to have more than you need in order to do that. If you don't have enough food to have an extra, if you don't have enough money to buy more food, if you don't plant and grow and harvest more food, you'll more than likely have just enough, just-in-time inventory, or barely enough or not enough, which would create a food scarcity, food poverty, or other hunger or food insecurity situation. But saving money is no different. You have to have a surplus. So that means you need to make more, get more, or consume less. Okay, kind of hard to stockpile and prep and stock up if you binge eat and you eat all your stockpile, you know, just because you just want to eat a lot of food. So which I understand, it happens. Food can be a therapy tool, much like I was talking about money the other day and retail therapy and how people spend money to try and distract them from their problems in life. And so we have plenty of problems, I'm sure all of us do. So yeah, I think it's important that we talk about this and have this discussion and conversation about how to solve this problem, or at least work towards a solution. So in essence, you would need to make more money in order to have a surplus to save, and or spend less in order to have a surplus to save. But you also have to have it in your mind, in your head, that you want to do it. Because just like prepping, just like stocking up, just like getting ready, getting prepared, all that other stuff, you guys know as much as I do. There's some people out there that don't care. They don't believe, they don't worry, they don't consider what could happen in the future. Maybe nothing ever will, but if it does, then they're not going to be ready. And we've seen instances already now where some people are saying, man, I really wish I had some savings because I lost my job, or I got a crazy high spike in my insurance premium, or I had an emergency pop up and my credit card is not going to cover it, or whatever it may be. But if you don't have that in your mind to say that I'm going to create a surplus, or I'm going to create a deficit in my budget, or if you already, I don't know the exact numbers, but there are countless high income earning people that are still broke. They're still poor. They still live paycheck to paycheck. They don't have savings, and they're literally one paycheck away from not being able to pay their bills, or not being able to buy groceries or put food on the table, pay their rent, pay their car note. There are people out there that they make a lot of money. They make a lot of money and they spend a lot of money, and it doesn't change the psychology, the mindset, the financial discipline that you would need to save, because you are telling yourself you're going to save, because you are even maybe forcing yourself, having some form of automatic portion of your paycheck going to another bank, another institution that is so out of reach that you forget about, so you can force yourself to save. These are parts of the whole to the ability to save. So number one, if you make a lot of money and you don't have any savings, that's okay. You don't have to feel bad about it. It's okay. We're all humans here, okay? None of us are perfect. And it's not all about the money. But in regard to the response to this comment in this conversation, in essence, this is about the money. So if you make a lot of money, but you don't have any savings, well, then maybe we should talk about why that is. Find out where all that money is going, and then develop a plan and strategy to save. If you don't make a lot of money and you don't have any savings, we can still do the same thing. It's just going to be a little bit more difficult, maybe more difficult, maybe, because it's all relative and perspective. If somebody makes $1,000 a year and they're spending 50, and they're spending, if they're making 50 and they could save 10%, that'd be $5,000 a year, versus somebody making 100 and could save 10%. It's the same thing. It's just numbers, okay? So if you don't make a lot of money, then we still need to run through the same gamut and analyze your budget and your finances to determine where that money is going, is being sucked out of and being drained, and then develop a strategy to save. If the goal is to save $5,000 a year, then we need to be saving, a little under $500 a month to get to 5,000. And not thinking that we're going to use the savings, just knowing that it's going to be there and we're going to grow it, because you don't want to look at it as a vacation fund or anything. So that after 1 year you got 5,000, after 2 years you got 10,000. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial expert. I'm not any of those things, but I do understand the basics, and I do want to share what I know and what I've been through and what I've experienced and what I see happening, and any resources that I have to anybody who's interested. And I do even have links in the description to a free financial planning guide, and a few other links down there. So if you want, go check them out, and And if you got any questions, feel free, reach out. Thanks for watching. See you. Bye.